Hey traders, it's the Bad Day Trader here. Um, gonna be doing the recap of April 23rd, 2025, which is Wednesday. We had a very spectacular day today. So let's go in and do the recap. See what you guys can learn from it. So basically we in the last recap we pointed out that this gap here was left from a while back. I don't know if it was Monday or last week, but that we were gonna come and feel this, and I think I even joked saying that we might feel it during the night when everyone's asleep, and we did that. So we filled that gap there. We had bullish pressure. We left a huge gap down here though, so I marked that out for myself. Maybe we were gonna see some bearish activities and go and fill that gap since it's really massive. So that was a possibility I was looking at, but what I was more interested is in if we are gonna continue this bullishness. So I was just trading with in mind that we might see this bullishness if I saw something to place a good short or some strength to the downside, then I was gonna move accordingly. So first we get a decent attempt to push the price higher with some shallow pullbacks here, reaching the round number. And then we get a retracement here. In the live video, I said that I was going to take a long here if we pulled back deep enough and we maintained above this. And as soon as I said that, I was looking to place my entry, but then the market exploded. So news came out. I even said that we might go deeper, but this was an entry I was looking at. Then the market exploded. And that's when things got a little interesting here. So the news was about tariff wars, something yada yada. Doesn't really matter. But positive news on tariff wars. So I start looking at this pressure here, thinking, okay, well, positive news. We're either going to start trending really hard or we're going to fail and come down here. So I set this round number up here as a potential goal if I was to take a long. So I started noticing this pressure here. And what really got interesting was that it was kind of dragging here a bit. It's kind of going sideways, kind of dragging. It's not the momentum or price action you kind of want to see after seeing this like 200-point move with the bullishness of positive news. So I kind of got skeptical here and was curious why they were taking forever. And then they finally started to achieve some higher prices here. So I was expecting some type of parabolic move where they go vertical and tap that round number for me, but that didn't happen. So we got a strong run down. And then, so after this failure and denied to go higher, clear rejection there, I was thinking, okay, I started noticing this pressure to the downside. And I wanted to capture some points, maybe all the way back to this pivot where this started, the news started, this round number, and right around the VWAP there. So I took a trade to go all the way down here for at least 175 points. I got stopped out, it goes for a little bit, and then it gives me another slowdown, shallow pullback kind of trade there. And I decided to take that too, and then something happened as well. The market started to become volatile there, and I got stopped out for a large stop that I usually don't take for that type of trade, slippage. So news pushed my stop out even further, and then I see another attempt to go higher, a clear rejection there, and then we're going sideways. So I started to question the bullishness of the news. Why isn't it making higher highs? Clear rejection. And I decided to mark this as a no trade zone because this was in the middle. So there's a range here, the lows and the highs. So I marked it as a no trade zone, and I was curious on what the market was going to do with that information because it wasn't achieving anything with that positive news. So yeah, let's move on and see what I did next. So back at the highs here, at the top of the range, and I saw that it wasn't breaking, so I was like, okay, we're in a clear range. So there's no continuation trades here. There's only trades to fade the extremes. So if you're gonna fade the extremes, you're gonna want to place your longs and shorts at the top and bottom of the range. So I decided to take a short here to fade the extreme, and I said, well, I'll take it to the bottom and I'll exit at the bottom there. And the market pushed a little higher, and I was like, that's still within my tolerance. It's still within this pivot. So I took another short there, and I decided to, if the trade was going to work out, I was going to take one here and one down there and see if maybe we can break this range or not. So I got pushed out. I got stopped out there, and the market has this pressure that still doesn't really amount to nothing. This type of pressure, you're expecting a nice separation, and this is enough separation from the round number, but I was expecting a little more to push to the round number at the very least. This is a lot of pressure here. So with that, we get a nice retracement. I said, fine, we're breaking out. It kind of separated enough to plant the idea of, okay, we should move up from here. So I took a long there to at least maybe get up to this round number. That'd be like around 100 points. And that trade doesn't work out either. You can see that here at the right side of the chart that they were hoping to push it here, but they evidently failed. And I basically just kind of flipped the idea on its head. So not only is the market not receiving that positive news and they're not doing nothing with it, the market pushed below the round number and gave me a quick retest. So a deeper pullback, it tried to go clear rejection. It's not looking for higher prices, so we get a retracement, quick tap of the round number on the backside there. So I decided to take a quick short there, and I was like, well, at least we'll go back and test these pivots. If not, we'll come and test the VWAP, and if we break the VWAP, then we'll look for lower prices there. So I saw this pressure here. This pressure here is kind of a rounding over, and it should quickly just go vertical. This pressure, if you go back and look at the market, you see this pressure a lot, and usually it ends up in a parabolic, a straight vertical move. And once I saw this, I saw that my trade had a lot of probability to work out. So I tried to capture that move, and it happened very quickly. And I was kind of hoping to capture more. Comes back, and I decided to close the position close to this pivot at the outer band, and then you see some volatility kick in with these price spikes, where the market quickly retapped the round number on the backside. So breaks through, a quick retap, and then you get a follow through, and then another full retest of that level. And this trade was hard to grab. I was looking for another trade. I missed that one, and I was going to take it all the way to lower prices. Breaking this range here would look for some type of dollar range down here. So somewhere down there is where the target can also be placed, but I had a few targets in mind already with all these green circles. So a few targets down here. So the trade I missed, and I saw the market just go straight to the VWAP, broke the VWAP, and tapped my round number. That was the trade I was looking for. And then so we break another round number. We get a quick retest here. I missed that opportunity as well. And then we're pretty much in bearish territory, because the news was supposed to be positive. They failed to do anything with it here. And then when it finally broke out, they weren't able to maintain that level. So here we go. I took this short here as a shallow pullback, thinking this is breaking, and we still have room to this bottom number here, this nice round number of 18.8. And I wanted to see if we can double the range there. And then I just took a quick little short there with about 57 points, almost 60 points. So shallow pullback trade there works out very quickly, and I wanted another one. I wanted to see if we were going to do the same, break the round number, quick back test, and continuation. So I took it right at the round number, comes back a little higher on me, and I back it up. So I'm in 2 contracts here, and I'm just looking for lower prices, whether it's the round number or even lower down here to the other round number down there. So that was the plan on those 2 trades. Let me go to where I was right here. So yeah, that was the plan, and I wanted to go see lower prices. And it comes back a little deeper, but I'm still holding. I believe I had a stop, something like that. And once this pivot was formed, I quickly reduced my risk. I believe I moved it right behind here, somewhere like this. So I was hiding behind this pivot, and the market gives us a nice strong run to challenge this pivot. And this pivot seems like it might be getting broken at this moment. And I think I set my target down here somewhere. So we broke the pivot. I got out of 1 contract, and I'm still in on 1 to see if I can get a runner. And I wanted to see if we'll break this round number as well, and maybe I'll trade to the next round number. And then it goes to the round number, quick test, and then we get a strong retracement on that. I decided to take another short here. So I'm in 1 contract still. I took another short, so I still have 2 contracts, and I'm hiding behind. Now I think I was hiding behind the round number. So this short here, the stop was here. I moved it behind this pivot, and this trade also is hiding behind the pivot. So I'm still in 2 contracts, and I'm looking to take this market for a ride all the way down here. And let's see what I did. I took 1 contract off at the retest of this pivot and the retest of the lower, or the round number. And then I'm holding for 1, and I took it off there. Once we broke the pivot and the round number, I decided to take it off down there for 100 points on both of these trades, 60 there. And yeah, I pretty much caught this downtrend. Basically the thesis was the positive news didn't produce any higher numbers or higher prices actually. So they failed miserably. They couldn't even hold a shelf. Once they broke that, I knew it was time to short. And the target was the monthly VWAP and this huge gap that I wanted to see close. Whether we're going to do that or not, that's not up to me. It's the markets, and my job is just to trade to a spot. So I was just taking all types of shorts, and my idea was to close the gap and catch this momentum to the downside. That was just my job. So you're here today. So we get a strong pullback here. Doesn't break any high, so there's nothing to be worried about. We have all these pivots here forming for us that we can potentially hide behind, and round numbers as well. So I took another short here at pretty much kind of catching a double top or a equal high pivot, and I wanted to see if we'll continue down to the downside. And it works out for a little bit here. So the trade I took worked out for about 60 points there, but I'm looking for more. I'm looking for 120 or even 200 to see if we're going to break this level with some strength. And the market holds a higher low to the bottom, kind of like holding these shells as well as these pivots there. You see it's holding. And then once I saw that, I just took it for a loss of 20 points and testing the VWAP there. So we are still in a downtrend. The momentum is down. It's just after all this action, maybe the market wants to kind of build a range a little bit before it goes. So it could be a massive range extension. So let me see here. And then here, once we basically had this spike with the price action kind of coming down, but still holding this base here, I took a quick short to see if this momentum to the downside was going to continue, and it starts to slow down. moves against me a little bit here, and I took another short at the VWAP, thinking that we were going to just crash down back to retest this lower pivot there. And the market just kind of grinds against me there. And I took 2 contracts and a loss of around 88 points there with those 2 contracts. And at this point, kind of getting mental fatigue here. I was, after an 80-point loss, you're kind of like, do I stop trading or what do I do here? And so I was kind of losing grip a little bit here. So the market goes against me, and I see this round over and this and this, and I'm like, it's above the session VWAP, but if it breaks, comes back, then maybe I'll look for another short or something. I was looking at this rollover, and I was expecting it to still retest this bottom pivot there. So let's see what happens. We get a rollover drop, and then it started to look, this is where it kind of started to get a little fuzzy, because it also started to look like this shelf was going to hold kind of a higher low there. Looked like a circular wave. Maybe we'll get another one over here on the right side of the chart. And here I started to kind of lose what the market was trying to do. I did see this as a 2-wave pullback, where we get a lot of pressure to the downside, a nice trend to the downside, and you get 1-2 pullbacks, and then after that we start continuing to the downside. So I was looking at a long here, but I just wasn't sure if that was viable, or if that's what the market wanted to do, was create these circular waves, and it's trying to push itself out of the hole here. Usually we do sometimes get that type of price action where the market is done going to the downside and it's trying to push itself out with these circular waves. And what I did instead was, you know what, continue with the momentum. So I took 2 shorts there. I wasn't sure where to place them exactly, since the round number that I would kind of trade around is here, but I took it at the VWAP. So we broke above it. We couldn't really hold it. We broke below it again, and I took like a back test, backside retest of the VWAP, and I took 2 contracts there. And I took some heat here. I didn't really want it to get above this pivot, because that means that's kind of bullish, and that it would be exactly what I was thinking of over here, these circular waves trying to pull itself out the hole there. And I said, I'll just take these 2 trades, stick the stop up here, and then we hold a lower low here. So we get straight price action to the downside, a nice strong run. And I just took it to the, I kind of saw the market pinching here. So I just took it to the other side of this triangle pinch wedge thing. And I got out there with 2 contracts for about 31 on one contract and 47 points on the other. And at this point, I decided to kind of take a break and let the market show me what it wants to do, whether it is trying to push itself out the hole, or is it going to roll over on this huge circular wave kind of action, roll over and just flop for me and look for lower prices. I wanted to see what the market was going to do. And yeah, so here it's kind of holding this angle, this wedge. Like I said, it's trying to push itself out the hole, and it's struggling to do that. Usually the market would have already made the higher high and then come back and give us a deeper pullback, something like that. So another circular wave where it goes like that. But it's failing to do that here. So once I saw that, I was like, okay, it's not making that higher high. It's still maintaining this pivot here. And I pretty much said, well, we'll continue with shorting the market and see if we can get a retest of this bottom. If we get really strong momentum, we'll break this bottom and get lower prices, something maybe down here. So let's see what we did. I saw it break this round number, comes back for a retest. I took the short there. and I took 70 points out of that trade. I was looking to take it all the way to the bottom there, and I got in on another quick short with the shallow pullback there, and I just wanted to pretty much have my cake and eat it too at this situation here. So 70 points shorted at the backside of the round number once it broke through, quick short, and I knew that the market was sort of rolling over. It was failing here to push higher. Once it failed and was stuck below this round number there, I knew that I wanted to short and possibly retest this lower pivot over here. So I took 70 points on this contract and I got in another short, and I wanted to retest that. And then once the market tapped me on the round number, I said, you know what? I've already made a lot of points on the day. Let me take 40 points off this shallow pullback trade and call it a day. And even if it goes all the way down here and tests this bottom pivot, I'll be all right. Spectacular day for me. Except here, I was kind of losing myself a little bit. Market was kind of indecisive on whether it wanted to push higher or not, but then it showed itself, and I took the short and continued shorting this market, and we get to the test of this bottom pivot here. So easy to read there and see what we get. After here, I was done trading. I didn't want to deal with the market anymore, so I was done trading, but I was still looking at the market, see what it was doing, and it gives us a pullback to the round number and a nice strong run to the downside there. And we'll see what we get here. And then towards the end of the day, it gives us a lower low, a nice strong retracement, and pretty much test the bottom, retracement, tries to go lower. But towards the end of the day, it just basically retested the break of the session VWAP there. So broke below, just a retest there. And interesting price action, if I can say that. Actually, it's a lot. It is a lot to trade a volatile market. It's fun though. It's very challenging, but it's fun. It's easy to pick good spots and to understand what the market is doing, whether it's going sideways here. You can see it's going sideways and being indecisive, and then you can see when it's trending, and then again here where it's being sideways and indecisive to another trend. Interesting to say the least. And I had a lot of fun trading today. I've actually had a lot of fun trading the whole week. If you want to know what the hell is going on throughout the week, I do these daily recaps, or trying to. And I've had one for Monday and Tuesday, and I really think you should check those out. I think they're very well explained. And those were 2 J's that were trending with the reversal towards the end of the day. So today was a little tricky. Market was a little indecisive on what it wanted to do with the news, but then it just said, you know what, not good enough for us. So yeah, that's the recap for today. Catch me live trading every day at 6:30 a.m. Mountain Time, Eastern 9 a.m. So when the market's open, I should be live. And yeah, it's the Bad Day Trader. I'll catch you guys on the next recap. Peace.